Yeah, I know.
Oh,
this is a long one.
that was totally unnecessary. We totally...
Hey Richard, I'm having trouble convincing my parents to let me go to Epic LAN. I'm 15, what do? I say to them my Twitter is could you maybe drop me a DM and try to help me? Also love the stream and YouTube less than 3.
Right, okay. What time is it? 5? Yeah, hang on, guys. Let me just hit you with an advertisement because this is a question that will require a beer.
Lick, lick, lick my balls!
Thank you very much for the sub, Vistor. Wow. Time flies on such a great stream. It does indeed, doesn't it? And, you know, I like to be entertaining and just have a game in the background. Right, I'm going to go get a beer, and then I'm going to be right back, okay? So, just give me a few moments. When I stand up, you'll be... Am I wearing swim trunks? No, they're Bermuda shorts. You don't know the difference? So, right. So, there's a 15-year-old, which, you know, you'll notice there's a difference on my stream with how we treat 15-year-olds and other people's streams, how they treat 15-year-olds and 12-year-olds. You'll notice that we aren't weird over in this neck of the woods. Anyway, so, right, how do you convince your parents to go to
lick my
balls?
balls!
Cheers for the sub, Gusty PUBG. It's a tough one because you're 15, right? And because you're 15, you have got to understand that no matter how mature you think you are a child. I was a very grown-up 15-year-old, and yet I still engaged in behavior when I was 15 that certainly was dangerous, that I certainly wouldn't want my children engaging in at the same age. And it's because we experience our lives subjectively. We feel that we're way more mature than we are. We feel that we're way more responsible than we are. So we will always have these continual back and forths with parents. It's actually normal. As you become an adult, you should be wanting to push the boundaries and test things. But equally, they're your parents. They've got your best interests at heart, and you have to kind of respect their wishes because they are your legal guardians. Now, with all of that said, that is a caveat that I have to qualify before I give you advice because I am just a random guy on the internet. What I will say is that out of all of the LAN environments to go to, certainly Epic LAN is going to be one of the safer ones, no doubt about that. I've been to many an Epic LAN. They're completely safe. They've got medical staff on site, and because it's smaller, there's a greater proportion of it. They have security guards there. They do have a bar, but, you know, it's all ID checked. They'll throw anyone out for underage drinking or any shenanigans or anything like that. So, if your parents are worried about delinquency, then it's going to be very hard to get into any trouble. If they're worried about your safety, I would say it's as safe as any public event. You know, if they would let you go to, for example, a concert to see, you know, whatever 15-year-old kids listen to these days. Justin Bieber, probably. If you you know, if they would let you go to something like that by yourself, you're certainly a lot safer at an Epic LAN. No doubt about it. So that because your parents might not feel that way because they've never been to a LAN event. So what I would propose is, first of all, option one and the best option for you moving forward is to say, hey, I want to go to this. Will one of you come with me? You know, take your dad there, you know, so they can, even if you just go down for a day on the first time, you know, your dad hangs out, you get a bed and breakfast nearby, your parent gets to see what a LAN environment is like, you know, the sights, the sound, the smells. They get to see the staff, meet the staff. They get to see that LANs are not dangerous. and then they'll have less reservations next time around. The second best option, which your parents might be, approve of, would be if you get like an older person that you know who's also attending that says, hey, look, I can big brother this guy while we're at this event. So you do that, right? And if you know somebody like that, then that would be your next port of call. Third, another thing you could do is the parents could like ring up Epic LAN, which is run by a guy called John Winkle, who's a really cool dude, and they could ring them up and they could say, hey, look, our kid's coming. It's his first time at a LAN. We're a little bit nervous. Could you keep a special eye on him? And while obviously a guy who's got a LAN event to run can't be responsible for the people attending the LAN, I'm certain that the people at Epic LAN, they care about everybody that attends, and they're gonna and it's a small enough and cozy enough event that actually they will be able to keep an eye on you and make sure that you feel welcome and everything else. So those are three options. If none of those options appeal and your parents are still resistant to the idea of going to a LAN event, then I don't know what to say beyond you might have to wait until you're 16. So there you go. That's as best advice as I can give you. So clip this. I usually say don't clip things, but clip this and show it to them. Back when I was an esports manager...
Lick my balls!
Cheers for the sub, Mr. T Smoker. Back when I was a esports manager, we had... Oh, that's 10 months as well. Thank you. Whoop, whoop, indeed. I was very often in a position where we would have, like, younger people... Like, we had an academy side.
Lick my balls!
Cheers for the resub, Doc J. 6 months as well. Thank you. We had a academy side where the average age of the players in it was significantly younger than the average age in the main Counter-Strike team, and we had to talk to lots of parents. I had to talk to lots of parents and basically say, look, esports is fine. Your kids are good at the game. There is a potential that they could get very good and make some money off it. It's a safe environment. There's no, it's not like rampant pedophiles. I mean, shit. I saw this nonsense coming out, right? About, there's pedophiles in esports. I mean, apart from the fucking fact that obviously there's going to be the same percentage of child sex predators in any distributed across any industry. The only thing that I would say that have aberrations are probably like Boy Scouts and the fucking church, right? Because you actually spend lots of time on teachers, because you spend time alone with children. You don't really get that in esports, do you? It just doesn't make sense. And there's been a handful down the years. They've all been exposed, some even sent to jail. Right, hang on. This time. Shit, you can't take the toxicity. Like, stay there. Okay. How can I get Sam to pick this up? Hang on. Right, this is going to require some, problem-solving logic, so I'll finish talking about this. So... the idea that it's like there's some industry where there's more predators per capita than there is anywhere else is absolutely, it's just a fabrication. It's not true of my experience. Thanks, Richard Cranium Pain, for the sub. I hope that's a regular account and not something about me. It's just not true, and that was a big part of it, especially when LANs were like, oh, it's a bunch of guys in their 20s, and it's a weekend thing, and there's going to be kids there, and there's no supervision. LAN events aren't like that anymore. Festivals aren't like that anymore. That you can count the number of unsavory incidents across all LANs in Europe and America probably is on two hands. It's a safe environment. It's like the okay. If you've ever been involved in metal and rock concerts, you go to a rock concert, right? they all look like they're fucking badass bikers gonna fucking kill you. Nicest guys, look after kids, look after women. Someone goes down in a mosh pit, they pick you up. Safe environment, right? It looks scary from the outside, but anybody that's been part of that knows they look after their own. And it's the same in esports. We look after our own, dude. So